Week 17 of the NFL season is in the books. It was the second to last week of the regular season. Let's recap everything that happened. We're going to start off with the Christmas Day game, the first Christmas Day game, the Kansas City Chiefs versus the Pittsburgh Steelers. This one's pretty simple. The Kansas City Chiefs beat the dog shit out of the Pittsburgh Steelers. Literal dog shit out of the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Chiefs secure the number one spot in the AFC. They're probably going to rest starters. For as shitty of a season Kansas City has played, they're going to finish 15-1, 15-2, whatever it's going to be. Maybe 16-1, but I doubt it. Great season by the Chiefs. Great win by the Chiefs. They dominated through and through. They gave the Steelers no chance. Let's talk about the Steelers, because no one really gives a shit about the Chiefs. We all know they're number one already. The Steelers are now in a weird position. This game marked a 3-game losing streak, where the Steelers have now lost consecutively to the Eagles, Ravens, and the Chiefs. They are playing the Bengals this week, and this could mean trouble. If the Steelers lose to the Bengals in Week 18, they are going to be entering the playoffs on a 4-game losing streak. That is dangerous. That is super dangerous. I genuinely thought Steelers had a real chance to win this one, and they shit the bed. They cannot shit the bed against the Bengals this week if they actually want a chance to make a playoff run. Because for as good of a season the Steelers have had, they've collapsed. They've collapsed these last few weeks. Next game, the second Christmas Day game, the Baltimore Ravens versus the Houston Texans. Baltimore Ravens obliterated the Houston Texans. Offensively, defensively, it was a full-on domination. Texans could not do shit. Ravens have put themselves in a position to win the division. All they need to do is beat the Browns, which they should, and they're going to win the division. Ravens are having a pretty successful season. Lamar had a great game, as much as I hate to admit it. He balled out. Everyone really balled out in this game. Ravens looked great. Texans, the fraudulent Texans. Even though they've won the division, they've locked in the 4 spot. Good Lord. A loss like this right before the playoffs against a playoff caliber team is bad. Ravens slapped the Texans' asses. Texans look fucking horrible. The only points they scored is a fucking safety. We need to have a real talk about CJ Stroud, because he's been looking a lot shittier this year. And yes, sophomore slump, but come on now. Let's keep it a buck. It was a good win for the Ravens. It was a real good win for the Ravens. They pretty much dominated this game. Texans can't have this type of vibe into the playoffs. Otherwise, they're fucked. Next game, Thursday Night Football. Oh my God, what a dog shit game this was. 6-3. The score was 6-3. If I'm not mistaken, this was the score in the second quarter, and they scored nothing from that point on. Seattle, not that impressive of a performance, even though at this point they hadn't been eliminated, but they ultimately would be eliminated, and they are eliminated now. They don't deserve to be in the playoffs after a performance like this. As for the Bears are garbage. Caleb is a trash quarterback. He's a bust. I'm going to keep pounding my fist on the table and saying it because I knew it all along, and if this game isn't evident enough, I don't know what else needs to be said. Bears need to burn that building down, rebuild from the ground up, because they're fucked. Seattle, all right, fine, they're decent, but a game like this, inexcusable. They deserve to be eliminated from the playoffs, even though this game didn't result in them being eliminated. I don't even want to keep talking about this. This is bullshit. Next game, another shit one. This is a Saturday game, the first Saturday game. Chargers obliterating the New England Patriots. I had Patriots to cover here. I don't know what I saw. No, I know what I saw. It was a trap spread. But yeah, Chargers going in on a very high vibe into the playoffs, which can make them really dangerous. The matchups haven't been set yet, but depending on who they play, Chargers could have a real big advantage and dominate whoever it is. I'm saying it doesn't matter who. We'll get to that when we get to that. Good win for the Chargers. Shit loss for the Patriots. They're now actually number 1 overall seed. They could change, but as of right now, they're going to be picking number one overall seed in the draft, not in the AFC, obviously. They're going to be picking number 1 as of right now. That could change. So I guess good loss for the Patriots? But yeah, strong win for the Chargers. That's what you like to see. Next game. The Denver Broncos versus the Cincinnati Bengals. What a fucking game this was. This was a borderline playoff game. Back and forth, back and forth. Shitty little start to the game. But it looked like the Bengals were going to clutch up and win. And then fucking Bo Nix out of nowhere throws up a prayer. I think it was Mims who made a beautiful touchdown grab. If I'm not mistaken, it could have been someone else, but I think it was Mims. Ties up the game. They go to overtime. Cade York tries his very best to lose the Bengals the game. Luckily, that does not happen. Bengals D of all fucking people or things clutch up, and the Bengals win the game. The Bengals, sitting at 8-8, are still alive, still have a chance to make the playoff. Will they make the playoff? It's tough. They're going to need a lot to happen, but a win like this is huge. Broncos, coming off of 2 losses, one to the Chargers, now to the Bengals, need a clutch up versus the Chiefs. They're lucky the Chiefs have nothing to play for, and all they need to do is beat Carson Wentz, which should be doable. At least they'll be getting that win to enter the playoffs, but depending on what seed they're going to fall in, probably going to be 7 seed, they might get fucked up by the Bills. Real bad. Real bad. So, good win for the Bengals. Great game. Broncos, no matter what happens this season, you have a bright-ass future. Bo Nix is good, and this defense is monster. Good shit for the Broncos, even though they're kind of slipping at the wrong time. Next game, Arizona Cardinals versus the Los Angeles Rams. Dog shit of a game. Horrible-ass game. Cardinals are trash. They've been trash. I don't know how I thought they were going to win the division, but fuck them. Rams did what they had to do. They played very, very well. Enough? No. They did not play very, very well. They played well enough. Very, very well enough. That's what we'll call it. They did what they had to do. Clutched up to the division. It's all over. They are going to be representing the NFC West. Playoffs in the books. They'll probably be resting the starters because who the fuck cares? They don't need a win in Week 18. It was a shit game. What else would you expect from a game like this? A game that should have been good, but had no playoff implication, and this is what we get, 13-9. So many shitsters this week, so many shitsters. It sucks that it's like Week 17, and then Week 18 is probably going to be a bunch of shitsters too. Late in the season should be the best part of the season, yet this year feels like it's garbage. Whatever, I'm not the NFL, I don't schedule the games. Next game, we get to the Sunday slate. Jaguars beat the Titans in the Who Gives a Fuck Bowl. Chargers have been playing, what the fuck? Jaguars have been playing very, very well. Mac Jones doing what they gotta do. Who cares about this fucking game, genuinely? I don't even have anything to fucking say. Jaguars win, they hurt their draft stock. Titans, they lose. They're still in the good draft pick range. This game is irrelevant. No one wants to hear me talk about it. Next game, Panthers versus Buccaneers. Buccaneers absolutely obliterate the Panthers. They needed to obliterate the Panthers. They're now back in the position of NFC South spot to win it, I should say. At this point, they didn't know that yet, but we'll get to the game that caused that. Panthers, yeah, you're a shit team. Buccaneers blew you the fuck out. Buccaneers are like that. I really hope they make the playoffs because they're going to be a dangerous, dangerous matchup. I fuck with this Buccaneers team heavy. Offense is fucking really good. Bucky Irving's a beast. Baker's a beast. Great-ass team Tampa right here is. Panthers, shit season, but next year will be really, really good for the Panthers. Don't sleep on Carolina next year. Next game, Dallas Cowboys versus the Philadelphia Eagles. I do not understand this Cowboys team. I genuinely do not understand this Cowboys team. Some weeks they play fucking lights out, and then other weeks they look like shit. This was the week they looked like shit. Not only did they lose to Kenny Pickett, but they ended up losing to the third-string quarterback as well, whatever the fuck his name is. Eagles dominated. Eagles have been dominant all season. They won the NFC East. They're in prime position. They're already in. Yeah, they locked up number 2 overall seed. So Eagles are number 2 overall. They're going to rest starters. It was a good season for the Eagles. They are built for the playoffs. Matchup-wise, I want to see how this falls because Eagles are going to be a problem to anybody in the NFC. And at this point in time, I'm pretty confident Eagles are going to win the NFC. Again, matchup matters. I want to see the matchups, but hey, Don't sleep on the fucking Eagles. Don't sleep on the Eagles. Good win for Philly. Shit loss for Cowboys. But hey, that's the type of season the Cowboys are having. Next game, the funniest game of them all. Indianapolis Colts versus the New York Giants. The New York Giants remembered how to play football. Went in and beat the shit out of Indianapolis. Giants just love to shit themselves. Or I should say shoot themselves in the foot. Both Plaxico Burress, a great representation of this Giants team. They had the number 1 overall pick. They win this game, which is completely meaningless. And now they don't. Yeah. Good win for the Giants. Drew Lock played like fucking prime Brady. But more importantly, Indianapolis Colts got shut the fuck down. This Colts team is extremely undisciplined. They lost this game. Officially eliminated from the playoffs. Pat McAfee, if you guys know who that is, I'm sure you do, went on a nice little rant about how bad this Colts team is, how fucked up the culture is on this Colts team. And that's part of the reason why they lost this game and why they're going to be playing for nothing in Week 18. Great win for the Giants. Actually, it's a great win for the Giants, but at the same time, a horrible win for the Giants because now they fucked up their draft position. Bad loss. Bad loss for the Colts. They blew this shit badly. This was funny as hell, too. I know everyone's parlay got fucked up by Indianapolis. Next game, the New York Jets versus the Buffalo Bills. The Buffalo Bills put the belt on the ass to the Jets. It was an obliteration. Bills bullied the Jets. Aaron Rodgers was fucking horrible out there. Aaron Rodgers got outplayed by both Tyrod Taylor, the backup, and Mitch Trubisky, the backup for the Bills. Aaron Rodgers needs to get the fuck out of New York and he needs to get his ass on the couch and fucking do his ayahuasca and forever leave the NFL because he's trash. This Jets team is fucking trash. Just lose this game next week to Miami. Make me happy. Get a better pick and end this season because look, I've been a Jets fan for quite a while now. Going on, what is it? It's like 14 years, almost 15 years. I've seen a lot of bad Jets seasons. This one was by far the worst. I've seen worser seasons. Obviously, I remember 2020. I think we had like 2 losses or 2 wins, or whatever it was. But this year, what hurt the most about this year is the team was just so talented and the expectations were through the roof. And what happened? Same shit as always. Jets are an embarrassment. Just end the suffering, please. Bills, locked up number 2 seed. Great season. This year you can really fuck up the Chiefs, but don't get ahead of yourselves just yet. Next game, another who gives a fuck bowl. The Raiders beat the Saints. Holy shit, who cares? Raiders have been balling out for some reason the last 2 weeks, 2 wins in a row, completely fucking up their draft position. But hey, maybe now Antonio Pierce keeps his job. And maybe some of these Raiders players don't get fucking cut and signed off or wherever the fuck they're going to go. Saints are trash. Without Carr, they're garbage. Rattler's not great. Backup's not great. Coach Riz is okay. Saints are going to reset this season. They're going to, after especially how good they started. Bad loss, especially to the Raiders. But in this case, it's actually a good loss because you get a better draft pick. So you know how it goes. Raiders, good win, I guess. Bad loss. Or good loss, bad loss, whatever you fucking want to call it. Who gives a shit about this game? Let's move on. Miami Dolphins versus the Cleveland Browns. Another who gives a fuck bowl. What's with these games? Dolphins beat the Browns. Browns are actively trying to lose. They want a better draft pick. They're probably going to get a better draft pick. Dolphins are still in playoff contention. Is it going to matter in the long run? Probably not. But they won the game. Oh my God. Not much to say for this one. It was shit. We all know Dolphins are going to win and cover, even without Tua Tugboat Viagra. Next game, this is the game we wanted to talk about and we want to see. The Green Bay Packers versus the Minnesota Vikings. Got this game right. It was a good game for me. Vikings outplayed the Packers. The score in this game is a little bit inflated. It was not as close as it seems. Vikings had control pretty much all the way through. It never looked like the Vikings were panicking. They outplayed the Packers pretty much the whole game. Sam Darnold is fucking unbelievable. This Vikings team is on another level. they set themselves up for the game versus Detroit. Like I said in my prediction video, NFL wants that game. NFL got that game. It's going to be our Sunday night game to wrap up Week 18. We're all excited for it. If you're not excited for this Lions versus Vikings matchup in Week 18, then you're just a fucking liar. Or you're not a football fan. It's what we needed. As for the Packers, I'm not going to take too much away from them. I actually think they're really fucking good. And they get the right matchup again, depending on how the chips fall in the NFC, which a lot can still change, especially because of Lions, Vikings, all that shit. Packers could win some big games and make some upsets. Put it like this. If the Packers are representing the NFC in the Super Bowl come whatever it's going to be, February 9th, I think it is, I would not be shocked. I would not be shocked. Packers are built very well. Love is playing like he did last year towards the end of the year. Jacobs is a baller. He could run the ball effectively, and that's what the Packers need. And the defense is pretty good. Yes, they lost this game. Yes, it was a tough loss. Vikings are like that. But don't take too much away from the Packers. As for the Vikings, good win. You needed it. And now we get what we all wanted as football fans. Next game, Sunday Night Football. Atlanta Falcons versus the Washington Redskins. What a game this was. What a game this was. The back and forth, battle of the rookie quarterbacks. My two favorite rookie quarterbacks. Obviously, you guys know I love JD, if that's not obvious from all the shit I said this year. But Penix as well. Michael Penis Jr., I should call him, not Penix. He's a baller. I really think he's the future of the NFL, future of the Falcons for sure. He's got a bright future. Long story short, Falcons have a chance to win this game before fourth quarter is about to expire. They kicked the field goal. They missed the field goal by quite a lot. It wasn't like a miss to the left or miss to the right. Shit was just short. It was a short field goal, and it wasn't that long. That's the craziest part. I don't know how this fucking kicker has a job, low-key. My fat ass could kick that shit. In any case, overtime happens, and what do you think happens? Washington wins the toss. The GOAT, big ball, big boy, future superstar, future MVP, future Super Bowl champion, Jaden fucking Daniels takes the ball, drives down the field, scores a ton, doesn't even give the Falcons a chance to answer. Jaden Daniels is him. Unfortunately, they're not going to win the division like I thought they would, but I want to see who they play. Oh, I'm so excited for the Washington to play somebody because Washington could fuck them up. And if it's Philly, Philly might be in trouble. I love JD. You balled out. Penix, you played well. And the Falcons may have cost themselves a chance to win the NFC South. We'll see. Maybe Tampa Bay chokes, but I doubt it. I really doubt it. In any case, good win for the Washington Redskins. Jaden Daniels is the GOAT. That's all I have to say for that one. Monday Night Football final game, the Detroit Lions versus the 49ers. 49ers played very, very well in this game. They actually tried a lot more. And the funniest part is that Lions actually did not need to win this game. It would not have changed the circumstance of that Week 18 Sunday night matchup. So it was interesting why Campbell decided to play a lot of his starters. But in any case, Lions outplayed the Niners, especially offensively. Lions defense has been a problem, and it could cost them in the playoffs or even in this Week 18 matchup. But at this point, who cares? Because when the offense is playing the way it has played, you don't need defense. You don't need defense. 40 points on a good 49ers D is impressive. Lions outplayed the Niners. Again, scores a little bit inflated. They scored a garbage time touchdown. Lions had this one in the bag pretty much the second half. Niners gave them a little bit of a test, but Lions did what they had to do. Niners, disappointing ass season. But at least they played hard versus Detroit. That was my recap of Week 17 of the NFL season. Sorry this video is a little bit late. Had shit to do. But hope you enjoy. Stay tuned for my prediction video coming real soon.